Hi students, welcome all of you in video series of NCERT exemplar problems. In this video I am going to explain chapter number 15, Air Around Us. So let us start with question number 1. Which of the following statements is incorrect? All living things require air to breathe. It is correct. We can feel air but we cannot see it. This is also correct. Moving air makes it possible to fly a kite. Absolutely correct. Air is present everywhere but it is not in soil. So this statement is wrong because air is also present inside the soil. Actually, air is omnipresent in nature. It is present everywhere including soil, and you can prove it by simple activity. Just take a piece of dry soil in a beaker or in a glass, then you add water to it and we can see soil has absorbed the water in the form of bubbles. Okay, the moment we add water now, then bubbles of air comes out. It shows that air is present inside the soil also. Now question number 2, wind does not help in the movement of which of the following? So wind help in movement of firki, in the movement of weather clock and in the movement of yacht, but it do not help in movement of ceiling fan. Okay, because ceiling fan move by electricity and the fan is present inside the rooms. There the impact of air cannot be experienced. Now question number 3, what is not true about the air? Air has no role in water cycle. This is wrong statement. Okay, it helps to rotation of windmills, it helps in the movement of aeroplane, it also helps birds to fly. Okay, but the last option was wrong. Question number 4, mountaineers carry oxygen cylinder with them because at high altitudes there is deficiency of oxygen. Okay, so option B is the correct. Okay, at high mountains no oxygen is there. This is wrong statement. Oxygen is used for cooking. No, oxygen helps in burning of fuel but used for cooking not at all. Oxygen keeps them warm at low. No, this is wrong. Now move to question number 5. Bujo took an empty plastic bottle, turned it upside down and dipped its open mouth into a bucket filled with water. He then tilted the bottle slightly and made the following observations. Okay, now what observation will be observed? Just think about it. So answer is bubbles of air comes out from the bottle and some water enter inside the bottle. So option number 1 and 2. So there is more option here. Option number A will be the correct one. It includes point number 1 and 2. Okay, now question number 6. Which of the following components of air is present in the largest amount in the atmosphere? So nitrogen is present in largest amount. Okay, it constitute 78% and 21% of oxygen, and remaining 1% is formed by carbon dioxide, water vapor and few other gases including the dust particles. Now move to question number 7. The components of air which are harmful to living beings are dust and smoke. Okay, because water vapor is useful although dust is not, and both carbon dioxide and nitrogen is also useful, and water vapor is useful here although smoke is not useful. But air, dust and smoke, both the components are harmful for us. Question number 8. Usha took a lump of dry soil in a glass and then added water to it till it was completely immersed. She observed bubbles coming out. This bubble contains, so this bubble contains air. Okay, and move to question number 9. State whether the following statements are true or false. Okay, and if it is false, we have to correct it also. Plants consume oxygen for respiration, absolutely correct. And plants produce oxygen during the process of making their own food, this is correct. And air help in movement of sailing yachts, correct, and gliders, but plays no role in flight of birds and aeroplanes, this statement is wrong. Okay, so you should write here, air also plays role in the flight of birds and aeroplanes. The last option is air does not occupy any space, this is wrong. In a number of musical instruments, air plays an important role. Can you name some instruments? So the name of instruments are mouth organ, harmonium, shehnai, flute. Okay, so in all these musical instruments, air plays an important role. Now question number 11, we have to arrange these words. Okay, this should be windmill. Okay, WINDMILL, and this one seems to be OXYGEN, oxygen, and this one is smoke, SMOKE, and this one is DUST, dust. Now move to question number 12. Make sentences using the given set of words. So 99% oxygen, nitrogen, air together. So 99% of the air is made up of oxygen and nitrogen together. So this is the sentence, very interesting. Question number 12, second, respiration, dissolved animal, air, aquatic. So aquatic animals use dissolved air for respiration. I got it. Question number C, air, wind, motion, called. So air in motion is called wind. I got it, this also. Now move to question number 13. It's a fill in the blanks question. The dash makes the windmill rotate. The wind makes windmill rotate. Question number B, air is a mixture of some gases. C, weather clock shows the direction in which the air is moving at that place. Next, mountaineers carry oxygen cylinders with them while climbing high mountains. Now question number 14, we have to observe the picture carefully and answer the questions. Just have a look on the picture. What is covering the nose and mouth of the policeman? So you see, policeman has worn mask, which is nowadays common practice because of COVID-19 thing. Next, why is he putting a cover on his nose? He has put a mask to protect himself from the dirt and polluted air, because why mask avoids exposure to harmful exhaust of the vehicles and it helps to prevent the harmful gases and dust particle to enter inside our body. Question number C, can you comment on air quality of the place shown in figure? So in the given figure, quality of air is very polluted because there is a lot of smoke, harmful gases such as carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, which is emitted by automobiles along with the dust particle in the air. Okay. Now question number 15, Garima observed that when she left her tightly capped bottle full of water in the open sunlight, tiny bubbles were formed all around inside the bottle. Help Garima to know why it is so happened. Okay, when actually air gets dissolved in water, okay, and it escapes in the form of tiny bubbles due to heat from the sunlight. So tiny bubbles were formed all around inside the bottle because of this. Question number 16, we have to match the column. Weather clock, it helps to detect the direction of air flow. Mountaineers carry oxygen cylinder. Fine hair inside the nose help to prevent dust particles. Smoke has mixture of gases and fine dust particles. Wind helps in sailing the yacht. Question number 17. Explain the following observation very briefly. A firki does not rotate in a closed area because in closed area air movement is lacking, so it do not support the rotation of firki. When you place firki in open air, so due to the movement of air all around, it starts moving. Question number B, arrow of weather clock points toward a particular direction at a particular moment. So we have to give the reason. A weather clock is an instrument which is used to indicate the direction of wind. It consists of arrow like structure which is mounted in the center so that it freely moves about the vertical axis, मतलब ऊपर की तरफ. So hence the arrow points toward the direction at a particular moment to show the latest direction of the wind movement. It is like this. Okay, this is the vertical pole and this is the arrow. अब जिस डायरेक्शन में विंड मूव करेगी उसी डायरेक्शन में ये आपका एरो हो जाता है. Question number C, an empty glass in fact is not empty because empty glass is filled with air. It can be proved with an experiment. You just उस ग्लास के बॉटल को एक पानी के बकेट में उल्टा कर दो, तो जब हम उसको थोड़ा सा टेढ़ा करते हैं तो उसके अंदर पानी जाता है और जैसे ही पानी जाता है उससे बाहर बबल्स निकलते हैं एयर के. So this activity shows that empty glass is actually not empty. D part, breathing through mouth may harm you. Yes, हमें कभी भी मुंह से सांस नहीं लेना है because some gases, water vapor, dust particle may be present in the air. When we inhale air through nostrils, the fine air and mucus present in the nose, it prevents the dust from entering the respiratory tract. But if you breathe through mouth, then the harmful dust particles, it can enter inside your body and make us ill. That is why breathing through mouth is harmful. Question number 18. Write just few sentences for an imaginary situation if any of the following gases disappear from the atmosphere. Suppose oxygen disappears, then life will become impossible because oxygen is very essential for respiration. All the plants and animals they take oxygen from the atmosphere during the respiration process and release CO2. So it is impossible for organism to breathe in the absence of oxygen. No oxygen, no life. Nitrogen. Nitrogen constitute 78% of the atmosphere and it does not support burning although. But if nitrogen gas disappear from the atmosphere, then things on the earth will burn very fast, because only oxygen will be there, na? So it may produce disastrous results. Besides, plants also require nitrogen for their growth. Although it do not absorb nitrogen directly from the air, you might have read about those leguminous plant. जो दालों वाले प्लांट होते हैं उनकी जड़ों में राइजोबियम बैक्टीरिया होता है, वो एटमॉस्फेयर की नाइट्रोजन को नाइट्रेट की फॉर्म में एब्जॉर्व कर लेता है, क्योंकि नाइट्रेट सॉल्युबल होते हैं तो वो रूट्स के थ्रू एब्जॉर्ब हो जाते हैं, ठीक है। तो हमें मतलब जो प्लांट्स होते हैं उनको नाइट्रोजन की ज़रूरत पड़ती है, ओके। और those plants which do not contain rhizobium bacteria, तो वो लोग नाइट्रोजन की कमी को कैसे पूरा करते हैं, उनको हम फर्टिलाइज़र देते हैं. The farmers they put fertilizers and these nitrogen component is absorbed through soils, through their roots. Hence nitrogen is very important for plants, animals, humans and other organisms for the proper growth. Carbon dioxide. You know that plants require carbon dioxide to make their food during the process of photosynthesis. If there will be no carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, then plants will not be able to do photosynthesis. Then we will not get food, because we depend on plants for food. Besides, during the photosynthesis oxygen is released, and if there is no CO2, plants will not be able to release oxygen also. Okay, oxygen is also very important for us. So CO2 is very important to maintain the balance of life on earth. Question number 19. Paheli kept some water in a beaker for heating. She observed that tiny bubbles appeared around the water, started to boil. She boiled the water for 5 minutes and filled it in a bottle up to brim and kept the bottle airtight till it cooled down to room temperature. Now, why did the tiny bubbles appear? This question seems to be repeated. Tiny bubbles appeared before water started to boil because air is dissolved in water. And once the water starts to boil, then air dissolved in water, it starts escaping in the form of bubbles. Okay. Now, do you think tiny bubbles will appear on heating the water taken out from the bottle? Justify your answer. Paheli had boiled the water completely where the air from the water had already escaped out. So, if you reheat the cooled boiled water, it will not make any tiny bubbles, क्योंकि उसमें से जो ऑक्सीजन थी ना dissolved, वो तो bubbles की form में already निकल चुकी है. Question number 20. Sunday morning को पहेली के फ्रेंड्स उसके घर में आए. She wanted to see some flowering plants in the nearby garden. Both of them went to garden. While returning from the garden, they also observed some flowering plants on roadside. But to their surprise, they found that leaves and flowers of these roadside plants were comparatively very dull. Can you help them to know why? Actually, dull appearance of leaves and flowers of the roadside plants is due to the poor quality of air. Okay, in roadside open areas, a lot of dust particles are emitted from the road, from the vehicles, from the chimneys of factories. Okay, so these dirt particle get stick to the plant parts, so it makes their appearance dull. So I hope, dear students, you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, please share with your friends and subscribe to channel. Till I develop my next videos, stay connected, stay fit, stay fine. Thank you. Bye bye.